All righty, everybody. Here we go.
And another one.
Oh, man, I should play Coming Back to Cali. Man, I had a ridiculous drive to get here on time with you guys. Oh, my gosh. And I had a pass to come back on Tuesday, but decided to do 38 straight hours on the road. Just because we had a special guest today, he needs little introduction, probably because he's always introduced himself to parents to begin with. It's Jimmie Bowers.
Yeah, Jimmie!
What can I say? Hey, what can I say? I'm a talkative guy. What can I say?
He's a wealth of information about why you should do certain things. But we want to thank Jimmie for coming on. We know that it's not easy to come on the podcast. We are idiots, to say the least. Nothing is really sacred between us. So we thank Jimmie for coming on. It's a lot of coaches don't have that kind of skin. Jimmie does. So thank you, Jimmie.
All good, man. Thank you for having me.
So Jimmie, what was the first podcast you heard? Like, when did you start listening to us?
Oh, when you guys started, all of them.
Oh,
actually,
nice.
I actually watched the last one just yesterday with that one coach, the seminary. But I watched them all right after you guys posted them. So it's all good,
what do you
man.
think, Jimmie? Should Corona be getting a piece of that 1.5 million?
Hell yeah, I got a lot of poor ass kids. Of course.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, we need the money, man. We had to we fundraise from the bottom to the top, and we have to, man. So heck yeah, absolutely. I take a little bit of it,
dude. And you see Jimmie's schedule too, dude. You know he's got to spend a ton of money. You could only trade so many tournaments a year, and so for Jimmie to send all his girls to 30+ matches a year definitely takes a lot of that cabbage.
I will tell you this, and I tell this to my parents too when we have our parent meeting. It literally cost me just over $23,000 to run my season, both boys and girls. So just tells you, man, we have to get out there and hustle. It's no joke, man. And I tell the kids, I mean, I want to send as much as possible, but if we don't raise the money, I have to cancel. And coaches understand that. Fortunately, I haven't had to cancel because my kids and my parents are pretty awesome. But, I mean, there's been a couple of times where I had to, swallow my pride, call a coach. I don't email them and say, hey, unfortunately, we don't have the funds. But, lately, we've been blessed, man. And again, I can't do it without my parents, So it's all good.
No, that's good. That's good. So Josh, any initial greetings for our boy Jimmie?
No, thanks for coming on and enduring this, especially with these knuckleheads. The questions, but we know you can handle them. You're a big boy.
Oh yeah, it's all good. Give it to me, man. I won my Superman outfit today. Look, state team, baby, Corona. That's right.
It's funny. It's funny too, because like Valdivia's first interaction with Bowers, I think, or one of the first ones, was that he's standing next to me as I'm about to get tossed from Jimmie's tournament. And it's like, oh god, dude. And even then, I was like, look, it's not always like this. It just is what it is. But
well, actually, I know Richard before that though, because
because you're trying to get Alyssa.
Alyssa was on his radar way before he knew Richard.
I got the messages to prove it.
Hey, actually, I knew Alyssa, of course, and Richard, because Alyssa, she was wrestling with the high school kids before she got to high school, man.
Oh yeah,
and she happened to wrestle a bunch of my girls.
Well, yeah,
she wrestled
right at the shootout.
She wrestled Chandrina. Her first Corona girl she ever wrestled, I think, was Chandrina, right, Rich?
Yeah,
that was a good match. I honestly, I think I might still have. I might have to start posting up some of those matches that we had at the shootout, and I think we're gonna do it again. I'm gonna try to do it this fall. I just gotta find some locations, but I think that shootout is something we do that the kids like, and you get those matchups where you put middle schoolers in there and they make a name for themselves. That's when I first noticed Alyssa. She was on that Central Peak team, I think, or Purple team, and that was she had a great tournament that tournament. But all right, enough of the greetings. Everybody said hello. Josh, you want to go ahead and hit the question?
Yeah, first question is, how do you consistently have 30 plus girls in your program, and
well, hang on. I think we should start off first to give people some backstory on Jimmie. I don't want to go forward and backward. So Jimmie, why don't we start out with just you as a wrestler and then you as a coach? Can you give us a little bit about that so people can learn it's not just the guy in that winning girls corner every time?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I wrestled, gosh, back in the 80s. Actually, back in the 2000s. Back in the 2000s, early 2000s. Actually, 84 to 88, I wrestled in high school, and then I got a scholarship to college. I wrestled Cal State Fullerton with Coach Lewis. Did real well there, except I blew my ACL. So I started coaching. Started coaching in 92. And I actually had to stop for two reasons. One, you know, my tore my ACL meniscus, but my mom died when I was in college. So I had to become a man real quick, you know, and pay the bills, and I had three little sisters to take care of and a little brother, which you guys know, Jesse. So started coaching, started working, and I've been coaching since 92.
Hold on, he's your little brother?
My little,
You beat me to it.
little bigger. Yeah, he's my little big brother. So, but yeah, so I started coaching then. For my first coaching gig was back in 92 with my old alma mater, Mount View High School. And then coached at Arroyo High School, Pioneer, a bunch of different places. Ended up last 12 years at Corona. So, we've had a lot of success, man. Of course, I only coached boys up until 5 years ago. I only did private lessons for girls before they got sanctioned, you know. So they had to basically wrestle boys. I know we had the non-sanctioned CIF, events and state championship, etc. But been going since then, man, and fortunately, we've had a lot of success.
So that the program at Corona, I remember. Well, at the time, I talked to your brother. He was moving out there and going to start the program because you had already started success on your boys' side, and he was going to go there because the coach at West Covina had left, and he was going to start moving out that way with his family. So was the idea of the Corona team, was that his idea or your idea to start instituting that, and then you guys kind of parted ways? I don't know the backstory on that, but
no, I'll tell you. The bottom line is, he came. He wanted to come and coach with me, and he wanted me to help train, Deja and Junior, which his kids were in high school then. He was working a lot in his area, so the kids actually stayed with me. So, so we started the program together, basically. But he was the head coach of the girls.
Okay.
Girls at that time. Was experienced, which was Deja, right? All the other ones were brand new. So, but I was actually doing a couple of private lessons for some girls from some other schools when he and I would actually drive together out there and help these girls out that were actually competing. But things didn't work out. It had nothing to do with wrestling. It had to do family things, and it wished him luck. I love my nephew and niece, with all my heart. So it's just one of those things, man. It didn't work out, and I was tough. Don't get me wrong, man. I was tough on my niece Deja too. I used to bust her ass in the room. Had to get her, to achieve her goals, which was, eventually to go to college, etc., and be a state champion. But I wish him luck. He did his thing, man. And then from there, like I said, we started our girls team, won the first year that CIF sanctioned them. And then after Deja left, I built it up from there. Just, the next year, I recruited girls on campus, and we had 22 girls. So, and I think our second year, we actually won our very first tournament at West Covina High School. Mm-hmm. I think that was the year after they won state.
Yeah.
For the unsanctioned year. You know what I mean? So I was pretty excited. From there, it just blew up, man. So
that's
going off of Josh's question. Now that we know the backstory behind that, yeah. honestly, Josh, I have my girls recruit for me. You know, my girls are on campus because I'm usually I'm in a class.
Hang on, he's a little stuck right now.
Who is?
Yeah,
he's got a frog in his throat.
Teaching somewhere. So
I'll finish.
But I just usually I have my girls recruit, man, and I like this year I recruited just last week. Recruited 28 new girls.
From your school, I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, fool. That was a good one. That was a good one, though.
No, okay. So just bouncing off of that.
Hey,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, just bouncing off. We're busting your hump here, and we do it in person too. And you're a great sport about it. You really are. But let's just put that out to light. You know, you hear a lot of hate. You know, if you're doing things right, you know, you're gonna get that hate no matter what happens, or just that heat. You know, about how do you handle that where people are like, oh, girls are transferring to Corona. You know, and I've asked this question before. You got a good answer for it. How do you respond to somebody who says, "Oh, well, Corona's good because the girls are going there"?
Okay. Well, I will tell them this: there's a lot of girls that aren't good that transfer to Corona, and you know they train hard. I've had girls leave after they transferred. They don't talk about those, but they leave after they transfer because they find out my room is a lot tougher. And we train a lot harder than where they came from. So sometimes they end up leaving. You know, my room's not for everybody. But, I mean, there's at least 20 more girls out there that have trained with me that are going to different schools right now, but they come with us during the summer. You know, because and I open my room just like you do in your club. You know, you open a room to whoever wants to come and battle with the best, and that's what we're going to do. But, yeah, they of course – they always talk about, oh, they're only good because they get these recruits and all this other stuff. But you know what? Kids are going to go and parents are going to take them because a lot of times parents, they're going to go where they think their kids are going to get better because the end goal is to get a scholarship, to get noticed, and to go to school. I mean, I have coaches calling me, Rich, saying, Coach, I will take your JV kids because we heard how good you guys are. I'll take your JV seniors, whatever you got, because I know that if they lasted in your room, you know, and I don't even know these guys. This is just from what they heard, but they're like, I'll take them. And I think it's awesome. But kids come because and parents want to bring them because they have goals. And I don't ever hate on these other teams that get girls and get transfers from out of state and wherever. I'm like, cool. As a matter of fact, when Angelina and Brittany Wynn got to Northview over there, man, I was giving them kudos, man. I was like, hey, and they're like, how the heck do you know who we are? But when we've been coaching for a long time, we know who these girls are, you know? And I told them, hey, man, you got to do what you got to do and wish your girls good luck. You know, they're in a program where they thought that's going to lift them and get better. So kudos to all those teams, man. But nobody ever talks about, like, on the boys' side, Poway getting a shitload of recruits. Nobody said anything because they win all the time. Clovis, nobody said anything about them. And then the brothers split up, and then you got guys going to Buchanan. You know what I mean? Yeah. And all those tough schools, nobody ever said anything about. But the teams that are coming up that we built from scratch, and you know we're creating winners. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm just. If you're going to hate on us, that's I say, man, if you're going to pay attention to me, that's cool. I'm good with it. But you know what? Like I told Josh, and I think I told you, Richard, the success of your program will bring wrestlers in. It's contagious, man. Wrestlers will follow where they think that they have kids that they can train with every day and battle every day versus going into a room and automatically being varsity by default because you don't have enough kids in the lineup.
Hey.
You know? So, I don't want to brag or anything, but honestly, there's girls on my JV team right now that they're sophomores now, but they were freshmen. I sent them to varsity tournaments and they were placing, but nobody knew that they weren't JV kids, you know. But then when they pop up their junior year, when my kids graduate, my seniors graduate, they pop up their junior year and they're kicking people's ass. They're gonna be like, "Where'd this kid come from?
Yeah,
what school did she transfer from?" But they don't really know that she been busting her butt for 2 years in the JV spot.
Yeah, paying her dues, huh?
Yeah, paying their dues, man. And it's not easy, but like I said, my program's not for anybody. Look at Missy, man. Missy Richie. When she started coming in right after she finished 8th grade, come in my room, she was a little raw. She was really raw. She was a little fighter, right? Came in, fine-tuned her, got her all nice, ready to compete. Next thing you know, she's 31-0 as a freshman. You know, granted, she didn't place in state, but I was super hard on her, man. But this is a case where I even lose good girls, right? I trained her, did what I had to do. You know, parents didn't like. I even yelled at a parent in a tournament because they didn't do what I told them to do. But this is my show, man. They hold me accountable to do this, man. And if I'm not going to cater to anybody, I don't care how good you are. And so sometimes they leave. I wish I would have kept, but they don't talk about that, the kids we lose. They talk about the kids we gain, right?
Yeah. No, and I get that too. And I understand, you're going to catch heat. And if you aren't doing something right, nobody talks about you anyways. Nobody's talking about the losers. They're talking about the winners. So I get it. Now, how do you feel about, because you're pretty good about getting your kids around. I don't see you overly out there like at every single event, but you are pretty selective. And you have even been to my events in the off season. And that's always good. It's always good to have a good name like Corona underneath it. But how do you feel about those coaches that limit their girls from going outside and getting that extra help?
I think they're doing them a disservice, man. Honestly, you're right. I'm very selective. People hit me up all the time and say, hey, man, how come I don't see you weekend after weekend after weekend? I said, I'm not there, but I got girls that are there. My girls that need the extra work go to those tournaments so they can get mat time. The ones that are elite, right? And I'm busting their ass in the wrestling room. So then we'll go to bigger tournaments or like the duels like yours so they can get 5-6 matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think they do them a disservice if they don't want them to get out there and see different competition, or just get mat time under them, because let them go 0-40 or 0-50 during the summer, but then they're learning, because those losses don't count, but they don't realize that,
So with that being said, you've had some really tough teams. Some real bangers. You had at the first minute there. You had Shelby, Suhei Seha. You had a laundry list of girls that were really competitive, really tough. And going into the season, you look like you're poised. You are in that position to win it all. What adjustments do you think you need to make? Because it seems like you do win everything throughout the year, but you just haven't gotten that one. The one that you want, the one you've been hunting down. What adjustments do you think you need to make to be able to get the one?
Honestly, it's not the adjustments I need to make. It's the longevity throughout the season that the kids need to stay consistent. We lose those big ones at the end that we shouldn't, because of pressure or because maybe it was a long season. Like this year, perfect example. I had a state qualifier and another girl, Ashley Crystal Carrillo, my 70-pounder, that could have won CIF this year, because Kiri Shell, that won it at 170 CIF championship, we pinned her in the first round. But she quit right after senior night, and she's a 3-year wrestler for me. So, and then I had my 37-pounder. With those two girls just winning one match each, we would have won, CIF. So a couple years back, Chandrea lost a semifinal match, that should have won. Mm-hmm. Just a couple of key things, man, but we always elevate at state. All of a sudden we're there, man, and we make it up. Just like, 2 years ago when we took second in state and we took third in CIF.
Yeah.
We took third, but because I knew we had the soldiers to get farther in state and place, but we didn't have the numbers like Northview did, because they qualified 14 and I only qualified 10, but I only took 11 to regionals because a couple of my girls got hurt. But you know, we just gotta learn, you know, to finish it at the end, man. I gotta stop sucking as a coach, man. I'm just kidding.
No, but that's always the thing I think that people look at on paper and they're like, you know, I tell people all the time too, yeah, you know what, he may have the Yankees, but you know what, you got to manage that team throughout the season.
Yeah,
you know, that's, you know, when they're complaining about, oh, Corona got another transfer, you got another transfer, and I'm like, look, you have an all-star team, you still got to manage it. There's still team chemistry, there's still team cohesion, there's still, you know, there's a season that needs to be managed. You know, so yeah, you might have everybody, but it doesn't mean it's gonna click. That's gonna be on all cylinders. You know, so I get that.
So I actually did a little something different this past season. If you notice, we didn't win a lot of tournaments because I didn't care about that. I was selective in the girls I was switching around. It's because I was trying to figure out what weights. And then when I finally put them all together, actually I still didn't have a full lineup, but I put most of them together at Queen of the Hill because that's a big tournament, right? So, and if we would have went up to Napa like we wanted to, I would have had my full team there. So like the big tournaments we won, you know, because I really wanted to test us at that. But I didn't, you know, we did something different. Like I said, we weren't out to try to win any tournaments or nothing. We just came out to get key matches. I want to chase these state girls and, you know, try to move us up the food chain if you want to talk like that.
Yeah, no, I remember because you called me about my girl, and right before your tournament, and that, you know, that I always admire, you know, because I've always, I mean, I have a bad reputation to begin with, but you know, that's always been my thing is that I need the matchups. I need the matchups. You know, I don't want to go through a season with a girl who's undefeated but not prepared. You know, and
right.
You called and you said, hey, you know, where's your girl going to be? And I was like, well, she's going to be in Mexico, because she was in Mexico, you know, but
I remember that. And then she showed up.
Yeah, I mean, the kid was just a gamer, you know, I mean, and that's not something that necessarily I can put in her. That's something that, you know, she was game, you know, and, you know, you guys, and it was admirable too, because you guys took kind of a hard loss at Santa Ana before that. And for you guys to say, no, we want that back. You know,
we didn't take a hard loss, man. We got our ass kicked. Simple as that. It wasn't our loss.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but true champions lick their wounds, man. They lick their wounds and go back at it. And that's why got her back to practice and beat the crap out of her and got her battle ready. And I said, man, you have to see her again. And if you don't, it's not going to be till possibly, you know, Masters. But hopefully we see her again. Yeah.
You know, and that was a good thing too, because, you know, even, I mean, it goes to show how tough Caitlin was mentally, because even at the beginning of that match, it was kind of a continuation of the first match. And and I always tell my girls, you got to stay in the fight. You got to stay in the fight. You know, if you're just going to crumble, don't even bother going out there. But there Caitlin is, and she's getting taken down, and, you know, she gets taken down again. And then she's just staying in the fight. And then she hit us with that beautiful lat drop. And I was like, good God. And then she got on top and threw her legs in. And I laid myself on the, oh no, you couldn't see, I was outside. But I was laying on the ground on my back, because she was, you know, she really put, you know, came on tough. When she got the opportunity to put that match away, man, she really did, you know, put that match away real hard. Yeah. And then those two girls, and this is kind of segue into your tournament review that I'm going to do. You know, I may as well start it right now. That tournament, I mean, you look at that weight class alone, you have two state runner-ups wrestling each other in the finals. The weight class above that, you have Cheyenne Bowman and Lang, a state champ and a state runner-up. You had a total of 24 state placers in your tournament. You know, the 111 weight class actually had 5 girls at 106 were at that tournament too. Like, you guys actually had a lot of some weight classes that were super deep, you know, and really, you know, it comes, you know, that tournament, you know, comes with quality. You know, I can't say that. You know, 24 state placers, you know, that many state finals, I think is really good. Mario, you're active. You know, you're active. You drive your kids around. Not to my tournaments, but in general, you I mean, I know you know where the competition is, because usually you're avoiding it. But
no SoCal tournaments. Wow. No SoCal tournaments for Mario.
You know why? Because Mario went to Jimmie's tournament the year before, and he was talking so much. Jimmie, he was talking so much crap about
Who was?
girls. Mario. He was messaging us. Oh, dude, we're gonna run this bitch. These Cali girls don't know anything. Can you tell me how many placers Elk Grove had at your?
I think we had.
Hey, I will tell you. Hey, I will tell you this. Mario came.
But we only brought. I think we only brought 4 girls.
Mario came running to me. Hey, check it out. Mario didn't pay attention to the bout sheet on his own daughter's match, and he came chasing me down. I didn't know who Mario was at that time. And he's like, "Coach, coach," and he's all sweating and shit. And I was like, "Hey, calm down. What's going on?" He's like, "Man, they started this match over here, and we won this match." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Okay, I got you, but you need to calm the fuck down," because he was like hyper. So, but we got your match, right? I just said, yeah, but he was pretty. I liked it though that he was super excited, but I just told him to kind of, we got it under control.
Yeah.
Oh, but and her name Esmeralda had a tough tournament that day too, man. Because I think she got her butt kicked that tournament, didn't she, Mario?
Yeah, she was our one placer, but I want to say it was maybe 5th or something like that. It was. It wasn't what we were expecting. It was the first time she ran into the same girl she lost to at state this year.
My girl, Rosie.
Yes, she wasn't your girl at the time though. She was at Norco.
Rosie's been my girl since a freshman, bro.
Hey, it's not where they start; it's where they finish, right?
But anyway.
That's right.
Hey, you know what though? I remember her walking out on the mat, and I don't know any of these SoCal girls at the time, and me thinking like, okay, this, this one shouldn't be a problem. And that girl really impressed me, dude. She's tough to take down. She's super awkward, and she's just a hard matchup, and she stifled our girl. I mean, she beat Esmeralda 3 times in the 2 years I sat in her corner.
Yeah.
Hey Mario, can you back up from your screen? It's making your eyes look all glossy.
Oh, excuse me. It's the reflection of the light.
He's been up late. He's been up all day.
Hey, leave him alone. He had a rough day at work today.
Oh, yeah.
He's always in the office.
It's tough out here.
The breadwinner.
The breadwinner. So yeah,
hey, you guys, Suhei just texted me. She said, "Tell them to stop talking shit about my coach."
This is the Comedy Central roasting of Jimmie Bowers.
Hi, Suhei. Good to see that you're watching.
Hey, hey, just so you know, they said she's the only one who could send that text. Okay, so I mean, Suhei, I like watching that kid. She's probably honestly one of my favorite, of the girls to graduate from Corona, because she had battles with my girl, Grecia. And that summer series, that made that summer series so exciting because we had the point totals and they were tied at the end. Not that she wanted the camp anyways, but it just had a little extra on it. And my girl, I mean, Suhei's amazing. I mean, her career overall, I mean, it's a laundry list of everything. And my girl being a second-year wrestler and being able to compete with someone like that, I mean, Suhei was a huge measuring stick, for my girl, because she's so good, from day one.
Technically, when they competed, Rich, they were both second-year wrestlers, man.
There you go. I mean, that's awesome,
and they looked like 8-year wrestlers. I
mean,
they're competing.
They're like cats, and it wasn't to me. Those are videos I like to show people when they ask about girls wrestling because I don't want them to think it's a head and arm fest. It's actually they're out there shooting and timing and moving each other and just because one of them got a leg didn't mean a takedown was going to get scored. And it was all super fun to watch that, and I liked hearing that. I like hearing that they were both second-year wrestlers because that goes to show how high level they could get, because they're so fast, both of them.
Yeah.
Hey, Suhei, I didn't know they had high-speed internet out there at Tiffin in Ohio.
She's not there yet.
Oh, that's
she's not there yet.
That's why.
She leaves next week.
So Jimmie, with that, what happened there? She had originally signed with Life, right? Like they posted that up on social media when we were in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So was it just a change of heart, or was there something?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
Okay, no problem.
Maybe we should have Suhei on here to discuss that one of these future episodes. There's your invitation, homie.
Yeah, Suhei knows she's got an open invitation if she wants to come on.
So Jimmie, while we're here, I mean, while we're on the tough questions on Suhei, let's talk about that match at State. I was sitting there on the side, and Suhei was beating the brakes off the girl that ended up winning the state tournament at 106s. Now, we know the girl's a judo black belt, and she was on her feet trying to throw Suhei the whole match. The third round comes, and your girl's up. What were you up? 6-2? I don't remember the score. It was
6-1.
6-1. Okay.
6-1.
And so I mean, at that point, I'm like, man, it's a done deal. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I questioned your call when you did this and you put her on her feet against that judo girl, man. I was a little
No, it had nothing to do with that. She tore her hamstring. So she only had one leg. So we were just
she couldn't take bottom.
Yeah, and I couldn't put her on bottom, which nobody can hold her down because she couldn't come up, and it was hard to put her on top because she would use that for her tilts because she used that right leg, which she tore. So, and she literally happened out of bounds. So I was trying to just go defensive. So I was telling her, take her hands. So when the girl just grabbed her leg, she grabbed her good leg so she couldn't balance on her bad leg. So that's why she couldn't even bridge. Because even when she took her down, Suhei would have just went to her stomach and, you know what I mean? And then she wouldn't have been able to do shit.
At the beginning of the match, Suhei was on her legs. She was hitting her with the leg attacks. It was a wrap. I've watched that Lincoln of Stockton girl throw girls all year long, and Suhei had her stifled. I mean, she was. But that
was why she tore her hamstring, literally towards the end of the second round, and we were trying to go quick, trying to decide, what we're gonna do, and I mean, it was heartbreaking, man. As a matter of fact,
it's a tough call, man. It's a tough call. No, and you know what? The fact that she came back after that and still came back and took third shows the heart.
She won after the bye against your daughter. She won 5 matches in a row, and honestly, nobody else, with the exception of Justine for third place, nobody scored offensive points on her. The one escape that she gave to her to take her back down again, because she took her down, put her on her back, and then took her down again. So, I mean, she was on fire, man. But like I said, what broke my heart the most about that, this just tells you what kind of girl
she lost. She was on fire. She wrestled fantastic. Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
She just tells you what kind of girl she is. She was so heartbroken. I was trying to find her after that match, and I found her in the stands hiding. She was crying, and I was like, "It's okay, kid. What, And I mean, it broke my heart because she was like, "This was your year. You were supposed to win a state title this year." And then I was like, if I was wrestling, right? And I was like, "No, baby, it's all you. This is you right here." But who cares? Because you're going to college. You're already a 3-time state placer. I don't really care if we don't wrestle anymore. So I waited till actually before yours, and then it actually bought us time when Miranda defaulted, right? It bought us a little more time to figure out what we're going to do. And then after that, man, she said, let's go match by match. So we waited till she made top 8. And then I said, "You want to pull you?" She goes, "No, I'll go one more." And then when she got top 6 and then she had Mariah, she goes, "No, I want to wrestle her," because she wanted to beat her so bad. So after she slapped her around, then I was like, "Okay, you're for 3rd and 4th. What do you want to do? Want to finish?" She goes, "Yeah, I'll finish." And she majored Justine Barreto for 3rd and 4th, But I mean, I was literally in tears in this match because after she escaped, she actually picked bottom. She wanted to go bottom. It was last round. She was like, "I'm just going to try." She escaped. And then we had to take injury time, but just shows you what kind of kid, man. She's so selfless. And, and going off Richard was saying, she had a historical career with us. She was 201-16 for 4 years.
Coming back third like that, and it may have been one of the hardest weight classes in the state last year. It may have been the performance of the tournament. You know, I know the girls that don't win it often get overlooked, but coming back in that manner, it was impressive.
Yeah. No,
so I was proud of her, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, one of my favorites to watch, and one of the few 4-year Corona girls, you know, to get out there and, you know, really, you know, champion that team. You know,
very few.
No, I have a lot more than that, but she's the only one that you all paid attention to.
Yeah. So this year's Corona tournament, what teams are we looking at?
Well, right now I got some key teams that I know: James Logan, Menlo, of course Hillcrest.
Where do you think your tournament ranks in toughness?
I think we're the toughest, honestly. I've been to all of them. I've been to Napa, right? And even though they said that, I mean, they had 101 teams there, but they only had 32-man brackets. So for them to say they had like 700 kids, 600 kids, and then 6 of my kids were #1 seeds, you know, I didn't expect that, but they were.
How many of them won, though?
Well, we won it, and 3 of our girls won it. 3 of our girls.
Yeah, see,
won it.
Just a preview, they had 32 state placers to your 24. So it's big. I mean, I'll go into theirs later, but
I'm not saying it's not big. I'm just saying that I and maybe I'm being biased because it's my tournament, but
well, I mean, I think without a doubt, you have the toughest tournament in Southern California, in the bottom half of the state. And if it's not the toughest, it's #2 to Napa. You know what I mean? It's either #1 or #2. So either way, it's not a bad. And for those teams from the north, that's the one that we look at to go to see you guys, see the Southern flavor of who we're gonna wrestle at state. You know, that's the one.
Yeah.
But you don't go, Mario.
So much to where it kind of sucked when we went down there and we kept wrestling our own section. We'd go down and we'd see Del Oro and we'd see Tokay, and we're like, man, we drove 6 hours to get away from you assholes.
Well, if you didn't lose, if you didn't all get put in the losers bracket, you wouldn't have to wrestle them. But then,
oh wow,
that's the thing is, like, you know, for me when my daughter was in school, it was South Hills was the South tournament and Napa was the North tournament. And now I'm having a hard time figuring out which one is the South Hills of today, because we have some tough tournaments. And of course, like I said, Corona, I mean, it's an automatic. Carter's now stepped up, even though it's the first tournament of the year. Carter's a tough freaking tournament.
Carter's tough. I
mean, that's a way to jump into the deep end of the water, right?
That's because it's the only tournament Northview shows up to all year.
Well, they came to ours this year. They came to ours.
Yeah, and then I gotta also do La Puente. La Puente is gonna be my next southern one.
Is that the one that's right before Christmas? I know there's one that's right before, like December 23rd or 22nd down there. That's pretty tough as well.
That's South Hills. That used to be the tournament, but it's kind of dipped a little bit. Might be making a little bit of a comeback.
No,
but,
he's right. He's right. It's La Puente, but they moved theirs up a week.
Okay.
South Hills is a 1-day tournament. It's the 2nd day of January 2nd.
Yeah,
it's like a Thursday or some weird day during.
Yeah, because of New Year's, the way New Year's and Christmas have fallen the past couple of years, it's going that way.
Yeah.
So, La Puente is the other one that I got to do. Mario, again, I need a list of like 3 more schools tournaments in the northern area.
Okay, so you know that WWC TOC, that Women's West Coast Tournament of Champions, that was a tough one. Northview was there actually this year.
But did they have like pools of 3 they were going through?
I'm sorry?
Did they have like pools of 3? I thought that's why you guys went, because it was just pools of 3 and you got.
No, dude, the brackets were deep. Miranda was like the number 8 seed in her weight class, homie.
Hey, Valdivia was the 8 seed at our tournament. What's the difference?
Ouch.
Yeah.
Not at mine.
No.
And the other one you're gonna want to do is Brittany David from the north. That one's a fairly tough tournament too. You get that Bay Area flavor.
Okay.
That North Coast section.
Hotbed of the Bay Area.
Hey, how is Mario? How's TOC? Because we're going up there this year.
You know what? I would recommend it. Honestly, it depends on what weight class. But if you broke it down weight class per weight class, and I'll preface it right now, my daughter placed the same at both tournaments. She took 3rd at Napa and 3rd at the TOC, and her weight class at the TOC was by far tougher.
0 state placers in her bracket at Napa.
At Napa. Right. And a grip at the TOC.
0. Just preface it.
Angie Gomez, have you heard of her?
Absolutely.
I don't know if you've heard of her. She may not have placed, but I think she won the state.
Hey, she
won
got
the
lucky. She got lucky the first round of Masters. That's all.
And then the the Ayala girl took second. I always forget her name. One of the sisters.
Martinez.
There you go.
Yeah,
She took second. Miranda took third, and she beat a Hawaii State finalist in the fourth match. So those top 4 girls, that TOC tournament was tough. In that specific weight class, it was harder than Napa. I wouldn't go as far as to say the whole tournament was.
Was that 111?
106s.
106s? Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, well, basically, Jimmie, what he's saying is plan activities because you're probably going to have a lot of time after that tournament's done.
Right.
No, the TOC is actually cool because they run a college tournament right there side by side. So you'll probably be able to watch your girl if she's there wrestling.
And still be out by noon.
No. No. Hey, Jeremy Arsich runs this thing, bro. If there were 3-girl brackets, they'd still find a way to make it run till 5 p.m.
The only reason I'm asking because I saw some girls placed in that TLC that I was just surprised that they even placed. But so that's why I was kind of thinking it wasn't as
I think it's
tough,
weight class by weight class. You kind of got to look at it. Birmingham was there, and Northview was there from the south. So there was a couple heavy hitters.
Hey, speaking of which, what's up with that, Mario? Where's Wolf gonna go?
You know what, man?
He's on the California tour right now.
Hey, man, I saw the last podcast. Mario was talking about throwing hands. Said he was going over there, and then I just saw a picture of him pointing to a Selma.
He's in Selma right now. I'm telling you, he could be in Maine, captaining a lobster boat here pretty soon.
Hey, but you were right. They were in Los Angeles because on Jersey's Instagram or whatever you call it, Twitter. Yeah. She was showing them in L.A. So.
He's everywhere, and the truth is, man, he is a one-man wolf pack. He could tell he could be somewhere today and somewhere else tomorrow.
Carmen San Diego more than anything.
It is what it is, man.
Oh my gosh!
I can't speak for another man. Let him do his thing.
Oh, well, like I said, man, he must be doing something right. People are paying attention to him.
Hey, Mario, how much do you charge for rent?
I don't know anything about that, man. Ask your boy Josh.
Oh man. So Jimmie, coming into the season, who do you think the competition is? I mean, obviously you always bring a full team. You're always, looking to try to be the top of the heap. Who do you think you got to beat? Who do you think got to push off?
You know what? That's a good question because I was just literally just thinking about that and trying to put some things together. Because, I got some studs that have been working hard all summer. You know what? I don't really know. I think Kennedy, they're loading up. They got the Gomez sisters there now. So, and little Devin, she's, hey, Alyssa.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. It's hard, man. We were just trying to put some who has who, and Selma's not going to be the same Selma, of course.
So do you feel like you're the team to beat this year in the state? Is Corona
you know what? I like to believe so, but I don't want to jinx us, man. I just want us to act like honestly. Okay, yeah, I took a lot of runner-ups, man. Second state, second CIF, a couple times here or there, top 5 in the state multiple times. But honestly, I haven't won shit. I want to win the title. So honestly, it's whoever comes to play, man, and come, showtime. So I'm just trying to get my girls ready, man, and we're almost there. We're not quite there yet, but they've been, like I said, we've been training pretty hard during the offseason.
Break down the Corona numbers for me. How many boys versus how many girls you have on your team as a whole?
I have
any late recruit.
I have 44 boys and 46 girls.
And you coach both of them?
Well, I don't coach them by myself. I have a staff of 5.
Yeah.
I have 5 staff. I'm sorry. I have 3 coaches right now. 2 of them got jobs, so I'm putting it out there. I need 2 more coaches.
Mario, a job is what people have from 5 during the day usually. What's up?
Ramos, Bowers has some openings over there. Just throwing it out there.
Hey.
Big head. Nobody wants his big head. It's no fun. Jimmie, just make sure we stop meeting each other early in the tournament. Maybe I could help you out.
Stop throwing them out.
No, it's more fun.
That's the thing. I mean, I always see that, at the beginning of the year. I always have like new teams. I don't like going anywhere that's established. That's not usually what I've done in the past. So when
anyone that's established ain't taking your ass.
pretty much, I mean, I don't want to go and take, I can't go there and say I made a difference when Jimmie's already got, a history. He's already doing good things.
Hey,
so there's
but you know what though? Most humble coaches will ask for help. So any coach, it doesn't matter if they're established or not. I'll tell you right now, man, we all know it takes a village to train these wrestlers, man. I can't, I can't take the credit because all the credit, I should say, because I tell my kids, go try to get some mat time, different places. I have people going all the way to Moreno Valley, to get some time. You know what I mean? I got where they always hit me up. Abby always came. Yeah, they always hit me up. Hey, coach, we're going to go to Somar. Go, man, get some work.
Yeah.
Anything that they can do to get themselves better. I mean, we went to Paloma Valley and Citrus Hills, to wrestle different girls, trying to get some time, man. But, it takes a lot of coaches. And I think somebody said it last week. I think it might have been Josh. If any coach that says they know it all, man, they know all aspects of the wrestling, then they're full of shit, man. Because I know what my stronger parts are, and I know what my weaker are. So I try to focus on that we do well and drill, and then we'll try to perfect the stuff that we need to work on. But that's where I need help with, other coaches. So, yeah. I mean, anybody that says they do it all by themselves or they want, those are those credit coaches. You know what I mean? They like to have the credit, put the names on, whatever it is. But, those are the, I don't know. It takes a lot.
I go to your, to your tournament, stuff like that. Well, the short period of time I am there, I do see a lot of people that, doing everything, running around, getting everything done. You see me with my staff. I mean, my staff, I got my daughter, she does a freaking great job. There's days I can't make it to practice, and she has her own days. She does things. Brian handles stuff for me. So I know for me, I could appreciate a solid, group support group. Some of those programs too. I mean, Northview's got a great one. San Fernando has a great one. A lot of these schools, and I'm not knocking anybody for not naming them. I know like there's some coaches out there that seem like they're doing more than others in terms of like
Esperanza.
They're growing there. But yeah, I mean it's interesting to see those kinds of things. But if you had to name 3 teams right now, Jimmie, top 3 teams that are going to be that you need to watch out for, who would you say?
I would say
we'll say in the section and then in the state.
Okay, in the southern section, I would say Walnut, Cecil, and Cecil always comes out with some studs out there. He's trained. He got. I know 3 of them for sure. He has
Camilo too in the summer. So
oh right, I saw him with Pounder. So and then I would say, like I said, Kennedy. I mean, it looks like they're putting in some work from what I see. So
more events this year, which surprises me. But I mean, we welcome everybody. You know that. I put politics aside.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think you could attest that more than anybody. You and I, had a disagreement, whatever, and you're at the tournament, and everybody's wondering if I'm going to toss you, and I'm like, this is about the kids, dude. Like it's never. I always said it since day one. Any SOMAR event, politics takes a backseat. It's about the kids. So
and then the third team, no particular order, but you can never count out Northview. I mean, they're the team to beat. Honestly, I haven't, with the exception a couple of years here and there, they're right there.
Plus, you never know what out-of-state girls they might be getting this year.
Yeah, you don't know because, like, again, their team is contagious, man. They're but like I did last year, man, I was excited. Kids were coming, and I let it be known. As a matter of fact, when Rick was doing the rankings, I was like, hey, man, this girl just enrolled in our school. Change her to Corona. I was excited. I wasn't trying to hide nothing because I had nothing to do with it. It's just kids just came. But
how long is that? How long is that train ride?
People want to nitpick about that. You know what I mean? About that. Oh, they got this, they got that. But I'm just gonna let it play out because you never know what teams are gonna get what. But like I said, you never count out Northview, and I agree, man. You never know what magnet wrestlers that they're gonna bring in, but they train studs over there, so you can never count them out, man. Plus, even if they get beat up all season, they find ways.
Yeah, they show up. That's the thing. They show up. So, I don't know if it's by fear or by what, but those girls show up. When the lights are on, they show up and they're tough, and I think another team too that you got to look out for, because the coach has been putting in work for years now. And I think he's finally starting to get consistency. He's maybe not getting those top placements yet. I think he's figuring that part out. Is Montclair? I think.
Matt. Yeah.
I think they might have went undefeated at Hillcrest Duels. Did they go undefeated or did they
no, we won. We won it, bro.
You guys took it over there. So yeah,
Easy.
so I think that's another team too, because I think they match up well against some teams. I was there one year when they wrestled Walnut at Walnut, and it was like, oh my gosh, like that was.
Well, you know what? And they were one of the few teams that took us on in a duel too. I mean, we had 9 duels last year for my girls, and it's hard to get teams to want to compete with us because I want to challenge my girls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our closest one that that's why Walnut. Honestly, I thought last year was a team to beat. But they kind of fell apart, at regionals and masters. But I mean, they're against us. We beat them 42-36 in a duel. It was close.
Wow.
Yeah. Granted, I didn't have 3 of my studs in, and they didn't have 3 of their studs in. But with that, they could have fell anywhere in line. So, we'll see.
Good. All righty. Well, that's what I got for Jimmie today. I think before we move on to a couple other topics, and Jimmie, you're welcome to stay on if you like. I mean, you want to stay on and kind of shoot the crap with us on some of these topics, or you got to go somewhere?
Man, I'm in my son's room. He's pretty mad because I'm in his room chilling.
You're cutting into his Fortnite time.
Oh yeah, exactly.
He's got to go recruit, guys. He's got to go recruit.
I don't see anybody any Corona registration for the Fortnite event. What's up? You need to get you guys there. Give my tournament some validity. But before we let Jimmie go, why don't we send him off with our best Jimmie Bowers, starting with Mario.
Well, Jimmie, it's been a pleasure having you on. I just want you to know that you're always welcome on the California Girls Podcast. Anytime, 24/7, always welcome here with us.
Hey, Josh, you want to give it a shot?
Oh, mine's not nearly as good as Richard's, but
Give you hit it.
No. Richard is the best one.
Oh, guys, we want to appreciate you coming on for sure, Jimmie, and sharing this time with us and helping promote the sport.
Oh my goodness! All right, Jimmie, I think we'll let you go.
Richard don't want to try to imitate me.
Ramos is the best one. Ramos. Ramos by far.
He's been practicing. He's literally been practicing.
This is your moment. This is your moment,
Ramos.
Okay, listen. I don't know what happened. Okay, you're an asshole. Okay, I'm an asshole too. Okay, but when it comes down to it, Ramos, everybody in the world knows you're an asshole. Okay. One of my people tells me you're being an asshole, I'm like, oh, that's just Ramos. But they don't know you like I know you. Okay. So at the end of the day, just say, you're an asshole.
Well, hey, number one, thanks guys for having me on, man. I appreciate it. But I got one thing I can say to any of these coaches out there, man, is take care of your kids, man, and they don't want to leave. I think somebody mentioned it. They won't bounce if you take care of them. And I'm not saying they're going to come to Corona, but I'm not going to turn any kids that want to come to my program to come and train with us. I'm going to take. I don't discriminate, but I'll tell you this, man. If you don't take care of your kids and you don't get them what they want, or you don't train them to achieve their ultimate goal, man, kids are going to find elsewhere. And I mean, there's that small 5% that you have no control over that parents just do. You know what I mean? They get somebody in their ear and they might say something bad about me. Oh, don't go to Corona. Bowers is an asshole, which is true. Professional asshole. That's what they have to remember. So when that happens, I mean, that's like they said, that 5% where they just want to go where they hear they should go versus, going where they were going to be successful. So all I got to say is train your kids, man, discipline them, run a great program, man, and do all the right things, and people will stay.
And if anybody wants to unite California more than me, I don't know who that is, because if you really want to unite California, put them at Corona.
Yeah.
Well, this is true. This is true, though.
What unifies more than putting everybody on the same team, making it a winning team, aka my team? Hey, Jimmie, we want to say thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, you took a lot of coaches want to have a sense of humor. You have a sense of humor.
Hey, we're gonna have you back real soon, Coach, for sure.
All right, man. All good, man. I appreciate it. You guys have a good one.
Thanks, Jimmie. Good night.
All right, man. Later.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah. He was way more fun than I would have thought. So
that was kind of like Suge Knight-ish. Coach, not paying attention to you, not giving you what you want. Come to Corona.
Come to death row. Come to death row.
Hey, are you wearing a Corona hat right now?
Oh, he is.
That was so Suge Knight.
Yeah. Oh man, that was great. So anyhow, all right. Well, let's keep this thing moving. So you can wrap it up.
I mean,
thing ever. Look at that thing.
Hey, what are we an hour and a half into this thing already, man? I mean,
I gotta go to work.
We're not even an hour in.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even an hour. So we're just gonna ask a couple questions real quick. We have a couple topics we want to go over. So what do you guys? I heard there's some. I'm obviously blocked again, so I don't get to see the chatter.
By who? Who are you blocked by?
Yeah, let's put it out there. Who are you blocked by this time?
I don't. I used to be. I thought we were friends until last couple of interactions. I can't even say interactions. I haven't talked to the guy. Pablo Di Maria was the guy that I had brought out to the Somar events. I had him, come. He promoted. He did a good job for us, but somewhere along the lines, I don't know. He I don't know, became a big boy and doesn't need to talk to me anymore. So I don't know, but I'm blocked off his social media.
Oh, that's unfortunate. There was like 400 comments. Yeah, but there was 400 comments. It took me like 2 days to read all those.
It's some good stuff on there, man. You see all different aspects of it. Guys that are for the combining of the tournament, not for combining, blaming the girls, not blaming the girls.
Mario, let's talk real quick for those that may not be that up to date on it. They are combining boys and girls state. It's announced. Everybody's welcome to stay at Valdivia's house. It's only $50 per night.
Don't bring your dogs.
Cash only, no dogs. Unless they can swim. But they are going to combine boys and girls state. It's going to be it's going to be a 3-day event. We're not sure how those 3 days are going to get broken up, but everyone's assuming everyone's going to have to weigh in 3 days. I highly doubt that will happen. I think they're going to break it up in 2 different days. The stage is gone. Everybody's blaming the girls for the stage being gone. I've been in conversations with CIF, and they've been talking about eliminating the stage for 4 years plus now because of the time it takes, which as a boys coach, I love that 3-4 hour break between the placing rounds and the finals. So you can go maybe get some adult beverages and some food.
I think Alyssa Valdivia called CIF and said, look, you can't have this break in between. If I make the finals next year, my dad might not make it.
You mean game plan. We're just strictly game planning. That's all that's going on in that situation.
Yeah, just
nothing more, nothing less.
Oh, man.
So what's the thoughts? What's Mario? Give us some what the stupidest comments you've seen and the best comments you've seen.
Okay, well, I mean,
because I saw some dumb ones.
Well, it's all over the place. You know what I mean? Well, there's all those, there's those purists that are like, the girls are riding the coattails of the boys and they don't deserve this as much as the boys. And I'm like, man, get the hell out of here, bro. It's 2018. And I straight up pointed to them the statistics. I'm like, look, man, boys wrestling is hemorrhaging numbers every year. You guys are fucking dying on the vine. Girls wrestling is increasing numbers every year. So for me, it's no one's really riding the coattails of anyone, but we're bringing new energy to a dying sport. and that's not me exaggerating shit. That's me putting it the way it is. So I you know what? I really don't give a shit if these boys wrestling fans are complaining about it, because I love boys wrestling too. But I also can see that these girls deserve that center mat just as much as the boys do. So
There is no more.
that.
There's no more center mat.
Oh, there's a center mat, just not a stage.
Oh, that stage has to happen, dude. They need to stop with that.
You know what? Part of the problem is it's a union thing, and it takes like an X amount of hours allotted for them to do it. Where like us five could probably set up that stage in 30 minutes, but the union guys have to take like breaks every 20 minutes in order to set up the stage, and I don't know. It takes forever.
But here's the thing, though. How much are they paying for that place to begin with?
A lot.
And that's what I want to know. Is it cheaper to have the extra day at Rabobank, or is it cheaper to have the Visalia venue separate?
They've already got they have already got Thursday anyway to set up. So I think they're just gonna start late. My assumption is they're gonna start a little later on Thursday morning than a normal 8 a.m. start time that you would have for weigh-ins. I think they'll do weigh-ins and everything will be set up on Thursday morning to start wrestling. Boys, girls, prelims, however they're gonna do it. But
interesting. So
book your hotels now.
My concerns are exactly that, logistics. I mean, it's difficult to find a boys' hotel for that state event that's A, in a safe part of freaking Bakersfield, and B,
not in that area.
Hold on, and B, isn't $250 a night. I mean, yeah, you can find those hotels that are really close to the venue, and it's like, oh, this is dope. Yeah, if you're gonna drop $200 a night, I don't know about y'all, but I ain't got it like that. So
but why? You don't work.
Good thing you're not a coach.
Exactly. So here's my thing: it's going to be even worse now. So now we're adding 32 girl brackets, all these weight classes, all these parents. It's going to be ridiculous. So now it's going to be
with
less hotel rooms.
With Flow and Track recently in the last couple of years, both alternating covering it. Now it's Flow because they got every Olympic sport that CIF has. They've paid a bunch of money for it. For the coverage, less and less people are filling the stands. At the finals last year at state, the stands were not full. They were close, but there was still a lot of seats open.
I don't think it's the seats in the stands it's the issue. I think it's the affordable hotel rooms it's the issue. Well, okay, so you think that beyond the logistics now,
that they would still go as opposed to staying home and watching it, and having Captain Morgan by their pool.
Yeah. In Bakersfield.
Well, you live in Bakersfield.
At Valdivia's house.
Richard
address
works,
to be posted
works
at the end of the show.
He works at the tournament.
Oh, of course.
He wears a yellow shirt.
Wristband and everything, yeah.
Yes, and I get extra tickets to get in.
I called it.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, he just screwed himself. He's about to get 500 emails this year.
I do it. I think they give. It was bad this last year.
Yeah. So yeah, for me.
Okay, so what about? So check this out, and let's talk about I'm going off the boys circuit, but here in the Sac Joaquin section, we have a Friday, Saturday league tournament. Then the week after that, we have Friday, Saturday divisionals. Then the week after that, I think you guys down there call it CIF. Then the week after that, we have Friday, Saturday for Masters. So now we're gonna take what? Wednesday for travel, Thursday, Friday for state. I mean, how many freaking days of school do you want our kids to miss for this postseason?
Who cares? Really?
Yeah,
it's wrestling season 8. Bro. But hold on. You'll miss a bunch of days to go to Pocatello, but you won't miss a bunch of days to go to
Pocatello's in June, dipshit. Do you know what the summertime is? Come on, man.
Okay, Reno World, wherever you're traveling, you'll miss those days, but to go to state, you're complaining about it.
Oh, no, one day to go to Body Bar is different. See, and that's another thing. So now I've got to miss another day to go to Body Bar a month later. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to save as many of these days as possible. If I could just get out down there on a Thursday night for a Thursday, Friday event, it's a lot better than having to go down on a Wednesday.
Just don't send her to school like Josh does.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Hey, she's going to school next year.
What, 1 class? 2 class?
No, all of them. 7.
All of a sudden.
My son's got to get there.
Hey, the over-under is 2 weeks. The over-under is 2 weeks.
Home studies.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's good shit.
I don't know. So, needless to say, you guys think it's a good thing then that they're going to combine the two?
I don't know.
As a boys coach too, I love it because then I don't have to miss boys masters for girls state. We get to see the boys that are. I think for the girls of smaller programs like Frontier, Esperanza, wherever Mario might happen to land, they get to see the boys, and the girls get to watch the boys. The boys get to watch the girls. I saw dumbest comments in the world on somebody like, hopefully they don't get too handy with each other while they're at state. There's always that risk you run, but I mean, for goodness sakes, they're in a wrestling room wrestling with each other all the time. That's the last thing you should be worried about.
No. Okay, you know what?
Wrestle together all year, but you're talking about kids. Hey, you don't know this girl? She's a wrestler too.
You know what, man? I think there's something to that when you have all these hotel rooms filled with freaking.
I had my kid at 17
from all over the state, and it's their last tournament of the year. So if they get in trouble, they don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I think it's a recipe for bad stuff to happen.
Yeah,
they're at Fresno.
How hard is it to watch our girls at Visalia? Yeah, you're gonna put them in a robobike and with a room full of boys too, and
they're not gonna go outside. They'll get shot if they run around outside. So they got to stay in the hotel rooms.
Oh, the hotel room's even better. I'd rather them get shot sometimes. So yeah, I mean, it's a concern. I think it's a valid concern. I don't. I mean, all you can do is just same thing as with your own kids. You just got to put the line down on these girls. Hey, look, here's the situation. You catch you in the wrong place, the wrong time. Done. And that's just what it is. But I know that's been a concern. I was talking to a coach, and he was saying, yeah, what happens, when you have your first, baby born that was conceived at a state tournament. I'm like, well, you better name him champ. So, I don't know.
So we were talking about this. If you have both the boys and the girls team, so what do you do? Do you schedule them at the same hotel? Or do you split them in different hotels? So you split them in different hotels. Does that make it any better that your girls are going to a hotel that's full of different boys teams that aren't your own? No. You know what I mean? Does that make it any different or any better or worse? Like I don't know. It's a difficult situation that we're about to find out.
Is there going to be enough hotels?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's Bakersfield. There's plenty of hotels.
I mean, where else do all the hookers hang out? So
Union.
So, I mean, that's the other side of it too, is like, man, you're going to have to, and here's the thing I heard too. These hotels are telling you have to book from Wednesday through Sunday.
Yeah. The Sheraton that connects to they want like 4 or 5 nights consecutive to book you rooms. They won't just let you do Friday, Saturday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Man,
at like $300 a night.
Yeah. See, and I don't know. That seems like a lot of money, and CIF's really, and then you got to pay for parking.
I don't.
And then you got to make sure you go to freaking Bamboo Chopsticks right there and go get some of that duck.
Billy's Chopsticks.
Oh my goodness.
Mario, you remember that?
Go to Pro.
It wasn't duck you ate.
His name was Duck.
Hey, that's the spot. Next, when you're in Bakersfield at state tournament next year, you'd be like, oh, Mario said go to Bamboo Chopsticks. And when you go and you show up and you order the duck, I'll be there eating it already. Looking at you like
that bartender has a heavy hand, so every drink is powerful.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was drinking club soda.
You guys, good luck with you guys getting a table. I'll tell you that right now. That everybody's just pushing that around. But I honestly, I don't know. I wish they'd had more worked out before they announced it. I wish it wasn't just jump the gun and then put it together, backside. But
has it actually been announced on the CF website yet, or is it just Pablo's reporting that announced it?
I would have known. I can't read Pablo's reportings.
He can't see that.
I can't see it.
We'll see what we can do to get you unblocked.
Yeah.
How long it lasts, we can't tell anybody.
Promise me that, huh? Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Pablo's my homie, man. Maybe he'll do me a solid with this. I got you, dog.
I'm freaking whatever I gotta send him, dude.
Hey, he's a good dude for a Dodgers fan.
Oh, come on, son. Don't get mad. So, all right. You guys got anything else?
No, I mean we definitely when we come back we'll break down some of these incoming freshmen, some of these bigger tournaments coming up for the high school season, and then I know they just had a bigwig meeting in Colorado Springs about the current state of what our Western regional tournaments are going to be next year or this upcoming summer. So we'll touch on all that on the next show because I'm getting tired.
Oh, it's not like you got to work tomorrow. Oh, you probably got to get up and pack your wife's lunch. Never mind.
This is my work, homie.
So, talk about work. Hey, you've missed work then. And guess what? I haven't missed a day yet. And I drove 38 hours from Virginia to California to make sure that
you guys hear that ambulance in the background?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm here, so don't tell me.
Beck say ambulance.
So, anyhow,
book your hotel's room now. Don't be asking me to stay at my house later.
Hey, no, I'm staying with Valdivia. That's a done dilly.
I'm the big spoon, Mario, just so you know, when I'm sleeping next to you.
Ooh.
Mario and Ramos got the
You ain't the big nothing, Richard Ramos.
With a big head for nothing.
Shit.
Oh, man. But alrighty, fellas. Well, it was fun. It's always fun. Thank you, Jimmie Bowers. Oh, by the way, side note, we got to get Jimmie back on.
What a great interview that was, guys. I just got to say that he was fantastic on here. He took every question we gave him like a champ.
Speaking of champ, we weren't the champs during the summer duels. According to Mr. Matt Furr, we lost to them.
Oh.
Actually got the text message. I didn't see it. Otherwise, I would have put it on there. It says Montclair beat both sisters and the duels this summer. The summer duels, Montclair won. So, I may have misspoken.
You know, I'm not really sure. I got a cloudy memory on that specific event, but I'll go check my records and correct it next time I'm on the show.
I mean, you try to remember where 28 girls came from their high school and what my summer duels were like.
You try to recruit 60 girls a year to your high school and see how you remember this stuff.
We love you, Jimmie.
Jimmie is the man as far as I'm concerned right now. And him and I have a sketchy relationship.
Hey, you know, I totally forgot about that story about when Miranda got erased off the bracket at his tournament, and I found him, and I was freaking the hell out, bro. Like,
you would get that win again, huh?
When he started telling that story, I'm like, what's he talking about? I'm like, oh shit, that's true. That did happen.
You got a cloudy memory? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh, just, you know, short-term issues.
Smoky memory.
Short-term issues.
Speaking of short-term, you look like at just the right height for that dummy in the background. My goodness.
Oh, that's my swamp buddy right here.
Look at that.
Look to your right and open your mouth.
No.
Look to your right and open your mouth.
Look at that. Just look at it. Man, you must have strategically put that because that is not.
Hey, that might be what you're looking for, but I don't get down. I don't get down, man.
That's what you're presenting. That's
I appreciate that you're so involved in my surroundings.
Just turn to your right. All right. Don't say anything. Just turn to your right.
Yeah. No, I'm good now. Appreciate you.
Ramos and Mario's Bedford State.
There it is, right there.
There you guys go. That's your bed right there by the pool.
I hope you have a step stool next to it. Otherwise, I got to boost Mario up. That's a lift.
I'm pretty sure I'm taller than you, asshole. I'm pretty sure.
I gotta go, guys.
All right.
Hey, it's been a pleasure.
I'm gonna play us out with the music. You guys have a good night.
This is your boy Jimmie B signing off.
Yeah.
Good night.
California.